Welcome back to the No Seas Chismosa podcast with your host, Jenny,
and Marie.
and my new nails. How do you guys like them? They're blue, not green, but we love it. Today we have drinkies that I made. Don't these look so yummy? Would you buy these for $17 plus tax?
I would buy it for 20, girl.
Period. Link. Let's try it. It's soju, mango juice, and a mango popsicle.
It's a little hard to drink, not gonna lie.
Delicious. It's giving spring is here. It's giving summer is close.
Spring is next week.
I know.
On Tuesday.
I'm a little bit out of breath because I've been running around town. I mean, my house. Anyway, so welcome back, everybody.
A little straw would have been good with this.
Oh, I know, but
too late.
Or just if you see us just doing all this, it's because we're trying to drink.
Don't mind us, okay?
Well, welcome back. Welcome back. You guys know me. I don't know how to talk. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys had a great week, great weekend. You're having a great day whenever you are watching this. Let's go ahead and get started with our week.
You go first, because okay. I always go first, I think.
Period. It's because I don't let you talk, so I figured you go first.
Oh, I just thought I always go first, so you can go first.
I think I've just had a super busy week, especially at work. It's just so busy, and I'm gonna have
busy.
And it's busy, but busy is good.
Pussy. Not the pussy at work.
Busy, and busy is good. I love busy. But yeah, I think other than that, I've been trying to start working out. By trying, I don't really think I'm trying hard, but I need to because I got a compliment. Well, I don't know if it was a compliment.
Maybe it was a backhanded compliment?
Not really, but someone just pointed out, and I think they were trying to they weren't saying it in a mean way or to hurt my feelings. But this person saw me and they're like, oh, you've gained some weight. You're chubby. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I don't think that's a compliment, girl.
Yeah, I know, but they made a comment, I guess. And then I was
like, what did they say?
They said, ay, te miras gordita. I was like,
y sigues inútil.
No, it was somebody that
I should have just like,
it's somebody we shouldn't be talking about like that.
I'm just kidding.
But, so somebody told me that I looked a little fuller, and I think that was just my sign to be like, hit the gym, girl.
Yeah.
Buy the running shoes and start running as fast as you can, as far as you can.
So catch her in New York next week.
And you guys, like, I'm not kidding. Like, I get out of breath by doing certain simple things.
She's like, whoa, putting that spoon away. You really did it.
I just think like I gain weight and then I lose weight.
Yeah, your weight very much fluctuates.
Yeah, so I would just gain a lot of weight and then I'll just lose it.
Oh, that's what we could also talk about. Big back activities. That thing that I've been seeing on TikTok. Sorry, that reminded me because I'm like me. I've always been a big back bitch, but that's not.
And we're not talking about the back booty. We're talking about the back.
Not the good back. Not the stack.
What is it called? The quarterback back.
Literally.
But yeah, I got that compliment. Well, not compliment. I keep calling it a compliment.
I'm like, this is what I say that sometimes you're too nice to people, and it's like, yeah, honey, I hate to tell you, but I want to compliment.
I got that comment, and I was like, honestly, shooky cookie. But then I don't take things
like
too
right now.
hard.
I feel like I look like huge.
Me is I look 10 times bigger because of this big sweater I'm wearing. Like look, my arm enormous.
Like me right now, egg shaped,
just like my heart. But yeah, so I think I just need to start working out. Also for my health, like girl, summer's coming too. I'm trying to wear a little bikini, a skimpy little bikini at the beach. So, I mean, if you're, it doesn't matter how big
it's just that personally that people feel people's comfortability is different because I cannot feel comfortable like in a swimsuit, but someone who is plus size can feel like all like, you know, can feel themselves even more in like a swimsuit that's revealing, but that could not be me.
Yeah, so I just need to lose a little weight for my own good, I think too.
Yeah, you don't want to be out of breath.
Like right now I'm out of breath. Like why? I'm just big, I guess. But anyway, how was your week? Who complimented you this week?
Me trying to think, I'm like, what did I do this week? Oh, I went to go get a hair dryer because I really needed one.
Oh,
So
period.
now I can wash my hair every day, and I know you're not supposed to do that, but sorry, I just love doing it. And ever since I've gotten my bangs, it's like they're hard to kind of like style without a hair dryer, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since I've gotten it, I've been able to do it a little bit better. So I've done that. Um, I made a bulletin. No, like a like a little bulletin board in front of my desk, in my apartment, which was really cool and very motivational. Um, and it's just cute all over. Oh, the Eras movie tour came out yesterday on
Oh,
Disney
it did?
Plus. Yeah,
Oh, I'll
so
watch
I was
that this
watching
weekend.
that.
I'm a Taylor Swift fan now.
You look so pretty like
I used to not be. I was honestly a hater.
Honestly, I was only a hater because she
Whoa,
dated
I'm
Harry
making a mess.
Styles. Because she was going out with Harry Styles, and I was so mad at her. Cause like, how dare you touch him, girl?
Yeah, I was for sure a hater, but then
But I
like,
was like low key a stan also. But I just couldn't let anyone know because I was loyal to Harry.
but then we watched the movie and I was all about it. I was like, I am the biggest Taylor Swift fan now.
And I knew all her songs, kind of.
I did. I was
I
surprised
was
that I
just,
knew
and
her
then I
songs.
know we looked at each other at one point during
I'm
the
like,
movie. I'm
how do
like,
I know this?
why do we know the songs? But low key, I guess we were just Taylor Swift fans at heart, you know. And I kind of don't understand why people hate her. I
mean,
think,
I get it, but then also it's like, let the girl be.
yeah, but like, you know, her song "The Man." Yeah, like she wrote it for a reason, girl. Because people hit on her like for no, just because she's a woman. And it's like, if she was a man,
I just think like
she'd be the man.
famous people, like for example, Kim Kardashian, the Kardashians in
Kim
general,
Kardashian.
everybody hate like it's so 50-50 with them. Like you either hate
Okay,
them or
but
love
there's
them.
reason to like
Okay, but hold
dislike
on.
them.
But then like I vote like dude, haters make you famous. Like that's why they are so famous and that's why they're so talked about because whether it's good or bad press, they're being talked about.
Yeah, but like, do you understand what I mean? Like, I think that I don't understand why people hate her. Like, I
Oh,
know,
Taylor Swift?
yeah,
Well, I
I know
mean,
that like that one big thing that's like, oh my God, world, she drives her private jet. Taylor Swift isn't even like the first one on the list. It's like the Kardashians are higher up
no,
than her.
she's a number
No,
one.
no. I was watching this guy and he was explaining it and he was saying that she's not even like the top. And then they're like, okay, girl, then, but not just that. Like, why are you only hating on her? Like, go hate on all these other celebs. But also, it's like, do you guys realize? Because they're like, oh my gosh, she's taking short trips. Yeah, because sometimes those private jets like need to be taken care of, and they need to be, because it's like with Carol G with what just happened. She was on the
Oh
private
my
jet,
gosh, that was so
and
sad. That's
right,
scary.
that's scary. And I think a pilot was saying that private jets are more prone to accidents than like any other like plane, you know, like a
Mm-hmm.
regular commercial plane. And so that's why they have to do these like flight checks and stuff like that. That's where they're like but also, like, what else is she supposed to do? She's not going to go fly on a freaking commercial flight. She's Taylor Swift. She does it for security
I
purposes.
mean,
But not just that, girl. Why are you hating on her for that? Do you understand, like, in the grand scheme of things, that is like something small. And if you actually really did care about saving the planet, go actually do some real activism. Go and call your freaking congress people and do whatever you got to do,
but I
girl.
mean, I think that just also like it's my point. Like you choose who to hate and you choose who to like. Like, do you get what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
it's
and then
that like they're both doing something that's not okay.
okay, but also like,
And
and
it
then okay,
doesn't.
and then I'll bring up another thing, like the whole like Kim and Kanye thing with her, like that was actually so disgusting what they did to her. Like, if someone
But didn't like
called,
Taylor Swift
no,
bully Olivia Rodrigo or whatever,
no, she
or didn't want her to succeed in life or something?
that wasn't what happened. I don't think. See, now that I cannot dive into. Like, I just know that people are saying that
Okay, girl, those aren't our
supposedly
topics today. Let's
she
not talk
felt
about
okay.
Miss Taylor Swift, Kim
I do
Kardashian,
want to go
Kanye
to. I
West.
do wish that I would have gone to Olivia Rodrigo's concert in Palm Springs because
I saw all the
she's
TikToks
popping.
of all the older people
People, they're like,
going.
when there's no line at the bar because all of these
They're like
people are
niñas
kids.
chiquitas. I'm done. It looked good though. Her concert looked good.
Like, she looks like she's killing it.
Did you see any Nicki Minaj fans out there don't judge me. Don't hate on it. I'm just gonna say what I was seeing. People going to her concert, they're like, "Oh, what the heck? We
Oh
paid
yeah,
for a
they're like
karaoke night."
karaoke, yeah,
And Nicki
because she's
Minaj
just
literally just like
like,
with
and
the
it's the
mic
mic,
over here,
and she's obviously was supposed to be lip singing, I think, because
clearly.
she was like that, and then she's just like, ha 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 ha.
Bye.
I'm like, I would request a refund right there and then, and
But
I'd
I
be
mean,
like, refund.
a
Just
lot of
kidding.
artists do that though. I feel.
Not Miss Taylor Swift, girl. She is giving at the Eras tour. Harry, he was giving at the Lemon
I don't.
tour.
I'm not a concert girly. I don't really spend my money on concerts. I can never see myself doing that. I'm. I don't
When it
know.
once One Direction says that they're coming back.
I might go to a concert soon though next month. I'll let you know from who.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe you want to come. I think you like their music. But yeah.
Is it the one that your assistant has been talking to you about?
Oh, were you there for that conversation? We'll talk about it later with my assistant and
Stay
see if she can
tuned.
book the tickets. Yeah.
Yeah, if One Direction comes back together, you know that I'm gonna be selling every part of my like all my organs are going up for sale, girl.
I'm telling you. We pick and you choose and you choose and you pick and you choose.
Period.
um,
She said pick and choose and pick.
but today's topics are just hot little topics. I know we said we would do a episode today,
But we
but
just want to get our facts straight, mama.
yes, and then also there's this hot topics going on at the moment. Let's go ahead and start with Miss Jojo Siwa. Does anybody watch her? Does anybody care? If
I'm
you
sure
don't,
she
just
has been violating your For You page,
if
girl.
you don't care, just stay and listen because it's pretty entertaining. Like if you know Miss Jojo with the Bobo,
Literally.
you know her from Dance Moms, iconic queen. She came out as part of the LGBT community. Woo
Sorry.
woo, we stand, and
Woo woo, we stand. She
she
said.
came out and Dancing with the Stars almost won but didn't, and
Yeah,
then
she did really good on
she
there.
did the armed forces.
Armed forces. Yeah, you
But
guys
she was
haven't
pretty
watched that show?
iconic. Yeah, you
You
guys
need to
should
watch
watch
it.
that.
It's really interesting. It's very entertaining to
Yeah,
see these celebrity. It's basically these celebrities go
Black
and
China's on that too.
yeah, they go. It's like military training kind of, and they go with these like special armed forces guys, and they go through like I think like a week or two
I think it's
of
like a
like
few, yeah,
training and
intense.
like really intense. And supposedly there's no prize money, but come on, I'm sure they got paid to an extent,
Yeah, and
probably.
even the exposure, like
Yeah,
you know.
they're winning still, so it's a
But
really
if
good
you
show.
do know Miss Jojo with the Bobo, you know that her audience are Niños Chiquitos. She has concert with Niños Chiquitos, like Niño Chiquito vibe, right?
Like
And
literally like 9, 10 year olds.
like your little cousin is
Literally.
probably has a Jojo Bobo in her closet somewhere.
Not probably just one girl. She got the whole
Yeah.
collection.
So she is obviously older now. I think she's already 21. I don't know her age.
I think
Or
they're all
20,
21
19. I don't know.
because I see them drinking, so I think
Well, I
they're all
mean,
21.
famous people don't matter your age, they'll hand
No,
you a
like
drink.
in public, like when like the Dance Moms thing,
Oh, okay,
they
okay.
are cheers the
Oh,
drink.
yeah, so I
So
think they are
I don't think they
21.
would cheers a
Yeah.
drink on TV.
So I think they are 21 already, and I guess she is deciding to let go of all like the little kid
She's in her
vibe.
Miley Cyrus Demi era.
Yeah, but I love that she's like, I'm in my Miley era. Yeah, like,
But I'm like,
she loves being
Mama,
compared.
you're cringe. Miley was iconic.
She's copying this other girl that's also like part of the LGBT community. She's like
I'll
a
see that.
singer,
I didn't
and
know.
she has tattoos. That's why she has tattoos all over her hand.
Oh, is it that
And I don't
girl?
know if they're real or
She's
fake.
like
Or
no,
rockera or something.
JoJo's are fake. But she says that because she has a partnership with Inkbox, and
Oh, okay.
okay, another like small, very side conversation. You know those people who like got like temporary tattoos like maybe 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Turns out they're not temporary, girl. Yeah, because I saw this
Oh
TikTok
my
of this guy.
god.
He's like, if you're thinking about getting a temporary tattoo, and he said
Where
like
they do it with the gun still,
he
huh?
said the yeah he
Yeah,
said the
yeah.
brand or whatever. He's like, so you see this, and it was like a big reindeer thing like on his thigh, like half of his thigh basically. And he's like, yeah, so I got this 2 or 3 years ago, and they told me that it was gonna fade in 9 months or something. He's like, do you see this? No sign of fading at all.
Oh my
And then like the
god.
company doesn't even exist anymore or something like that. He's like, so yeah. He's like, if you thought about it. He's like, "Girl, stitch this with your temporary tattoo." I was like,
No, Miss Jojo has like all these fake
and they're
tattoos
the
on
ink
her. She
box
has like a
ones.
sleeve of fake tattoos, and it's
I'm
just
sorry.
like
She's like,
she's
my kids' names. Like, I'm like,
yeah,
you're so
like
cringe.
she's a little cringe. I'm not gonna lie.
But also, oh my, JoJo made her cringe so bad she almost choked on
Girl, Jojo,
the bobo.
with
Was
the
stuck in my
bobo.
throat.
I don't know what happened. Anyway, so she's coming of age.
James.
She's coming of age, so she's like wanting to enter like her grown adult like career now. She
Yeah.
she did on her Instagram put like, oh,
Oh, with her
beware, like,
OnlyFans.
oh shoot, I did not know
I think
that.
that she's
No, because
I
she's
don't
taking
get
out
it
a music
right.
video and she
Yeah,
said
but she
beware, there's
posted on
gonna be like
OnlyFans. I think.
language, bad
Let me. I'm
language,
gonna grab my phone to search it up.
sexual
Okay.
content, and all this stuff. And I'm like, I mean, I applaud her for actually taking the time to say, hey, like, I'm gonna end an era that all of you know, and I'm gonna go ahead and enter my adulthood. Just FYI, I think that's very not responsible of her, but even like nice of her to do, because she didn't have to. Clearly she's older now. And my thing is, like, people hate on her for acting like the whole Bobo thing with the bow because
Mm-hmm.
she's old, but now they're hating on her for transitioning to being an adult. So it's like, make up your mind.
I
People were
think
just gonna hate
no.
on you always.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to go on her thing. I think that a lot of people are just like. I think it's because it's like the way that she's doing it is
She is
very,
cringe, I'm not gonna lie.
and not just that, but
Love
I
you,
think.
Jojo.
Do you want to come on the pod? I think that. Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
It's
literally
like a
zoomed
music
in.
video, so I'm just like, I'm excited to watch her and
Sorry,
see
I thought I
what
was
the hype is
listening
about.
to a podcast and I felt like I heard them say that she was doing
Mm-mm.
that she had posted it that she was going to post it on OnlyFans because like
Mm-hmm.
Tana doesn't post like nudes or anything. She just posts very like
Provocative.
sexy like bikini or like lingerie pictures on there. And so I forgot what podcast I was listening to, but they were saying like, oh yeah, JoJo is gonna release her music video on there.
Mm-hmm.
So people can like pay for it, which I kind of thought was kind of weird. Um and what was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. She's just I think it's also like because I listened to the Just Trish podcast and I think this is why my perspective of her is a little bit different. And I think even the release of what's it called, the trailer for the reunion for Dance Moms,
Mm-hmm.
I think that also is giving me a perspective and insight on her. Like literally when Abby screamed at her, Jojo, have you learned nothing? Like
Mm-hmm.
literally Jojo has learned nothing and she's like 20 something already. Like have you not learned your lesson? Because like if you guys don't know who Colleen Ballinger is, like look her up. She's disgusting girl. Like she did really like she was predatory
Yeah.
towards children. She showed children like explicit images of like Trisha and like that like of her like OnlyFans or whatever. And or I don't know if you can say OnlyFans, her OF. And
We said it like 100 times already.
she would send them to like minors and she would always be asking minors like these weird questions like about periods, like 11-year-olds. She would literally be like, what's your favorite like position? And it's like,
Yeah, but
why
I
are you
mean, like,
no
what does
okay
this have
no
to do
okay
with JoJo?
I'm going there. So that's what that's the kind of person Colleen is, right?
Mm.
And she befriended Jojo when she was like a little kid. And so now that everything that has come out about Colleen, Jojo's like, oh no, Colleen's a good person though. Like Colleen's like one of my best friends. And it's like, okay, Jojo, like maybe she's good to you, but it's also like that's weird, don't you think that like someone who's acting like that.
I
And then
just
not just that, and then the reunion trailer came out,
I haven't watched
and
it.
then because Maddie and Kenzie are on
Uh
there,
huh.
and so I don't know what question they asked her, but Jojo's like, how could they not be here? Like she's just like, how could they be like dissing like
Abby.
the people that made them, like they wouldn't be where they are if they weren't on the show. And like basically like defending Abby. I'm like, girl, like you still don't see it. Like Abby literally like abused and used all of you. Like,
Yeah, but I
and
mean,
for you
like,
to be like, oh my god, guys, just come and like be part of it, like, you know, like how dare you like just try to dismiss someone's feelings. Like, Maddie and Kenzie have every right to be like, hey, we don't feel comfortable in this space, we don't want to.
yeah, but I mean, all this is social media, and I think you just have to play it out, like,
This
honestly.
stick is way shorter than I thought it was.
And I think so. That's what they're doing, like with the whole reunion. You can't lie that Melissa was like, she was the bad guy on Dance Moms.
No, yeah.
You know, you can't say that Melissa didn't also bully the other kids. You know, and so like I feel like now they're just like, we're so done with that chapter. It's not so much that we don't like Abby.
Yeah.
Yeah, she traumatized us to a certain extent, but it's also like we know that we were also bullies.
No, and that's what and I totally understand that, but I just don't like
Because
the
let's not
way.
forget, Maddie was a little bully too at
Oh, and
times,
then also
and
just like,
Melissa was too.
I know, yeah. And I don't know, it's just some of the things that she says, you know, like the way that she defends Colleen and like dismisses that. I think that that has left a bad taste in my mouth. And I just think she's just like, she gives like
Well, I've never been a
cringe.
fan of Miss Jojo Siwa. I'm not a hater
This
either
kind
on
of looks
her.
like an April now.
Yeah. I'm not a hater on her. She's just JoJo with the Bobo, and I know all the moms are gonna be a little pissed that she's no longer doing Bobo.
They're like, Jojo, have you learned nothing?
She's just doing other things now, girl. She's doing some sexual content, some LGBT stuff that I know some mommy and daddies are not so happy about.
They're like, what the hell is my kid gonna watch now?
Yeah, so Miss Rachel, it
What
is.
pop icon is are my kids gonna have?
And so that's Miss Jojo Siwa. I just wanted to touch on it because I just thought it's like
If you had.
I've been seeing a lot of TikToks about her,
I'm sorry,
and it's
that's funny.
just crazy that like just to see. I was a fan of Dance Moms just to
I
see
love
like
dance moms.
how what she has become and what she's currently doing is just insane. Anyway, next topic, Miss Girl, which I don't really know a lot about, but just a little bit. Miss Princess, what's her face, or is she a queen? What is she?
Miss Kate Middleton. Ooh.
Missing, got a
Where
BBL done, mommy, or
is
is she disappeared? Because I didn't know the whole rumor that her husband cheated on her and has a home mistress.
girl? That's what I'm telling you. That she. The more that I keep seeing about this, can you hold this?
Of
'Cause I need to
course,
put my
girly
mic
pop.
on. Okay. So the story goes that she hasn't been seen since Christmas. Um, and then because they said that she was gonna get surgery, right? And
Mommy makeover.
she wasn't gonna be seen until Easter.
Hmm.
So she hasn't been seen for 3 months straight, girl. Because she was gonna have like this very like
Can I just say
crazy
something
surgery.
fast?
Yeah.
Imagine like people are making all these things up and she just comes with a fatty ass, like in big titties.
Oh my god, I was listening to I was listening. Oh my god, what's the podcast called?
She's just like,
That would be freaking iconic because everyone's like, dude, she got a BBL probably because that's like the recovery time.
hmm.
And then I was listening to a podcast, and then this girl was just like, can the royals not have BBLs? Anyways, so she hasn't been seen since Christmas, and they released a statement that she was going to be seen until Easter. 2 weeks we have left.
Then the
But
show, the Photoshop
Photoshop.
picture
But not
drops.
just that. So before that even came out, she had hurt her fingers on a trampoline.
Hmm.
Yeah, and so people were like, okay, because she had bandages on her hands, like her two fingers, like you very noticeable. But then everyone's like, it's so weird because she hasn't healed for like weeks now from her like finger injury,
Hmm.
and they're like, how bad does she like cut herself? Because she said, I think it was a cut or something.
Mm.
So that was already kind of weird. They're like, that's fucking weird. And then the announcement, and then people were just like wondering, okay, where is she, right? And then they released a picture of her and her kids. And obviously, what are people gonna do? They're gonna look into it. They're
They're
with a
gonna become
magnifying
FBI's
glass.
mama.
They saw that it was photoshopped to filth, girl. Like so many things were like weird about it, blurry, cropped, just things weren't matching up. So then they killed that picture. And when you kill that picture in journalism, it means like you have to swipe it because the source said you have to take it back. And then she released a statement, and this is me loosely saying what she said. She's like, oh my god, guys, lol. That was so funny. I was practicing Photoshop. It was really bad, girl. I'm so sorry. You know how I was bored.
It's
You know.
giving Jeremy when he dropped his location and he like clearly lying.
Yeah, and it was just like she's like, I'm an amateur photographer, like
You're an amateur
on
liar.
photo, literally on Photoshop.
Hmm.
Okay, so but then everyone's like, now that is even weirder. The fact
Yeah.
that you were saying that now is like weird, and so then William and okay, so then that happened, and then just recently, the paparazzi took a picture of them in the car, but even that picture looks really weird because you can't really see her face. You can kind of see her
Is the
hair.
dad dressed up like her? I'm sad.
Mood. And so people were saying that they got an actress, and they
It
like
looked
put
like
her in
her
there,
doppelganger or whatever.
yeah, or like a stand-in
A
or like a
dupe.
double, a dupe, Kate
It's in
Middleton dupe.
dupe. Bye.
Yeah, so no one knows where she is. Oh, and then they were so then since people were like saying all these rumors, she got a BBL, she's dead, she's being cloned. The royal family like released like
Oh, I saw that.
a
That
press
she's
release,
fine.
and
Da,
they're
da,
like
da.
we said,
She's gonna be back on Easter. Leave me
she will
alone.
rise just like Jesus did, girl.
Oh, that was wrong. Will people
Well,
be
didn't
offended by?
God rise?
Yeah, I know, but maybe people will be offended. But I have seen those comments on the
See, then I could say
TikTok. Anyway,
but it's like she will be resurrected because she's
okay, let's drop
been,
it.
oh my God, and it is God, like it's like God because it took God 3 days to come back, and it's taking her 3 months.
Okay, let's
Oh my
not go
God,
there.
me being hot. Maybe she is dead and she's cloned, girl.
No, oh my gosh, I hope that she's fine, and I hope she's just fucking getting a fatty. That's all. she's
People,
like,
and then
she's like,
also
AG can't be the only stack one girl.
she's just like, I saw Love Is Blind. Y'all are gonna be blinded by this.
Well, this is ongoing, so we'll see in Easter. Easter. I don't know.
Easter is gonna be back.
Easter is around the corner, right?
Yeah,
So we'll
it's
see
in 2 weeks.
where
So
Miss
we'll
Kate
see.
Middleton is.
And I also think it's just funny, like some of the conspiracy theories
Are
they're
insane.
they're like, you know who also hasn't been seen in 3 months? Pete Davidson.
I'm freaking dead.
And then someone I saw, they're like, maybe she just got really tired of like the royal life,
Being royal.
and she's just like, guys, I'm just gonna take a little sabbatical, like a 3-month vacation, play some Candy Crush, eat some treats,
Not the Candy
and live
Crush.
life.
Eat takis. Imagine
Not her with her red fingers.
That's why her fingers are covered. We
not her eating it
broke
with
the
these
code.
fingers.
She's like, because she doesn't know how to eat them. She's like, what are these? And then she's like,
she's just a girlie living
yeah,
in this world.
yeah.
She's like, William,
Pretending to smoke
yeah,
them.
she's like, William, look at me.
She's like,
Her kids. Mom, what are you doing?
Anyway,
Enough
enough about her. Let's get into Love Is Blind reunion last episode. Girl.
Well, we have to talk about the final episode, like the wedding stuff, and then talk about the reunion.
Yeah, but let's just rush through it quickly, girl, because our memory card is also a little full, just like
and we
us.
love to yap.
And we love to yap. The last episode, clearly AD didn't get.
Sorry for that crunch.
Sorry for that burp. AD literally flat ass got played in her face.
Flat ass.
She got played, girl.
She got played just like as big as her ass is. That's how big she got played.
Like, dude, when he said no, I was like, what? To embarrass her in front of her whole family, and he embarrassed his own family. Like, girl,
no, girl,
what?
I think his side wasn't that full
because they probably knew he was gonna say
and
no.
then people were saying like that, and I think his friends too were also like came out and were tweeting whatever, posting and saying like, oh no, he told us he wasn't gonna get married to her.
Insane.
So to not even come.
And then we got Ms. over there, Cinderella, playing Disney Wedding, which congrats, girl, you got married. You're the only one.
Well, they seem to be thriving because they asked them. Oh,
I guess
getting
Disney Wedding is
no, but I cried
the way
when
to go.
Oh my God, excuse me. Not very Disney princess of me.
We're the evil witches. Okay, Ursula.
What did you say?
Ursula? Oh. No, is that not the evil squid or
yeah?
What is
not
she?
The squid. She's an octopus.
Oh, octopus. Anyway, go.
Anyway, go.
Okay, Mario.
Because he said, "Let's go," and then he says,
"Oh." It's the
Oh,
soju.
whoa.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Go.
You're hot.
I know I am.
Um, I'm forgetting my train of thought.
You
Oh,
thought it was
yeah.
cute
I
how her
thought like
dad
how
gave a
her and her
whole.
brother, because I think
You know what was weird though? That she said that they changed her dad's voice. That her dad doesn't sound like that. That they changed his voice.
what?
Yeah, like he doesn't sound like that. That they like changed his voice. I was like, why would they do that?
Maybe to understand him better. Maybe his accent was really thick or
I
something.
don't know, but that was weird.
That's
Anyway,
weird.
yeah. So the speech and her brother walking her down too was
I
so
was
cute.
as soon as they like panned over to the shot of her brother and her dad,
Yeah,
the tears started
iconic.
rolling down my eyes. And then when she was telling him, like, she's like, it means so much that you're here.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like telling him, like, I'm always gonna be there for you, and like we have each other's backs. And he's like so cute. He's like, I'm so nervous. She's like, yeah, I know, me too.
Mm.
And like that was just like a moment that was very beautiful. And I'm very excited about them and to
To
see
see them
like,
in the long run, yeah, me
yeah,
too.
they're definitely gonna join Lauren and Cameron, Brett and Tiff, Bliss and Zach. Like those are just like some of like the iconic
Couples
couples
that made
from
it.
like the past seasons that have just like flourished. I think that they're just joining the club. AD and Clay, like I think seeing Clay and his parents and him seeing interact with his dad was like a big like, oh, this is why you are the way you are. Like,
It makes
like
sense.
because like his dad came in there and was like, remember when I would always beat you at track? Remember how like it looked like his dad was releasing a tape for people to date him.
We took Henny, Mini, Mine, break.
Okay.
Because
My
anyway.
hair is all disheveled, like it looks crazy.
So where were we? We were talking about the reunion.
Or yeah. Oh yeah, and
A
then Chelsea and what's his name? Jimmy didn't make it to the altar.
which
They
was
broke up.
clearly he broke up with her.
I don't know if I loved it, but it was kind of he ate her up when she was like arguing. He's like, give me more reason not to go to the altar with
Yeah,
you.
but
I
I
was
think it
like,
was
oh,
sad because she came out in a podcast recently. I was watching it today, and she was like, right before that date, we were talking about picking our songs. He's like, and leading up to that day, he never said like, oh, I don't want to. We would always check up and be like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure? And
mm-hmm.
then people were like, that honestly, like, oh, and then after I think they talked or something, and he told her like, I didn't want to. I cut it off now because I didn't want to bring your whole family and embarrass you. Which I mean, cool, you know.
Should have taken some advice.
But then also, it's like it was clear that it wasn't gonna work out. It is sad to know now that people are like that production focused so much on making Chelsea look so insecure. Although like
She had every reason to be.
although she did look insecure, it's like she was insecure because that man made her insecure,
He gave
you
her
know?
reason to be.
Especially after all the girls were like, oh, what? Like, watching her like that was so
Yeah, like
shocking.
AD saying like that is not the Chelsea that I knew. And then
Mm,
Jess also backing that up and being like, we know Chelsea as a strong woman, like who it's like water off her back.
yeah.
But then Chelsea said in an interview, she was saying that Jimmy one night, the night where he went out or whatever,
Hmm.
yeah, that he had called her, he FaceTimed her.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He
I saw
FaceTimed her
that.
and he was in bed and he's like, hey, how was your day? They were just kind of talking and he's
I'm
like,
going to bed now.
yeah, he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to bed now. Oh, and because he told her, is it okay if I stay over at my apartment because I have like work stuff and whatever? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. I'll stay at like our shared
The
apartment,
townhouse.
because I'll just have a girls' night here. It's okay. And she says, I understand in this experience you kind of need alone time, and that's what I was doing, giving him his alone time. And so Jimmy says, okay, good night. He hangs up, and she says that a little while later he butt dials her, and all she can hear is like conversations with him and his friends.
A party in the
Yeah,
background.
literally being like, oh, okay, what bar are we going to? What bars are we going to? And that's why she was freaked out, because she was saying like like it's kind of like crazy the fact that he pretended to go to sleep
And that just comes to show that,
when he all he could have probably just said is, "Hey, I'm gonna go out with friends,"
yeah,
instead of lying to
and
her.
making her literally go crazy. And this
Yeah,
just comes to show that man will make you go crazy. Well, not man, but in general, in a
people.
toxic relationship, like people will make you go crazy,
Hmm.
and kind of like it. But it was also good to see because I did see like a lot of girls kind of reflect on themselves and be like,
Hmm.
oh shoot, like I'm a
I think
Chelsea,
that's
I
a
was a
yeah. I think
Chelsea,
that's a lot of what I saw is people
hmm
saying, you know what, like she visualized
what we may be looking
what
like.
a lot of women look like, you
Hmm
know.
But I love that she's so confident coming out of this, even though people are making fun of her. I mean, for the whole Megan Fox thing, she's. I
I
feel
love
like
at the reunion, she's like, unless you guys have brought her here, I don't want to hear about it.
I love
She's
how
a
she's
good
just
queen.
still thriving and pushing through it.
She
And I,
says that they dated for 4 days afterwards, and they were just like, yep, no,
oh yeah, well, that didn't work
womp womp.
out. But who else? Oh, Sarah Ann, girl, walking into that room, descarada, didn't have one care in the world and still not even acknowledging that what she did was wrong.
Wrong.
It wasn't right, like she was still like, no, like
And then like
she thought she ate.
what I've been seeing a lot of people say like, oh well, this is an experiment, this is a show. Girl, clearly this is the first season that you've watched then. Okay? This is because in other seasons, like Zach and Bliss are a perfect example, okay? Bliss, when Zach chose the Irina, the other girl, because she too said she looked like Megan Fox.
But
But I don't think Zach chose her because of that. But Bliss could have easily gone and contacted Zach.
well,
But she didn't. She waited for him to contact her
mm-hmm.
because she said, like in her, I think in her interview, she also said, she's like, I don't think that Zach and Irina are gonna work out, but I'm not gonna intervene. She says like if I'm
I'm
just
gonna
gonna
wait
wait,
and yeah.
and she did. And guess what? Zach and Irina broke up while they were in Mexico or whatever. And then he's like, I need to go talk to Bliss, and that's what he did. And now they're married and they're having a baby.
Mm.
Because
Yeah, there was definitely ways to do things. I
she
just
could have easily, and it's like AD said, girl, you know how many weeks we're in this
mm-hmm.
for. You could have waited and seen if it worked out between them or not, because maybe they would have just. It seems like Laura and Jeremy
we're gonna
were gonna
work
work
out.
out, so you would have had him
A
eventually.
chance, yeah.
And it's just like Jess also said, she's like, you said that you would have your moment. You had your moment. Like,
Yeah, and I just feel like she's hella like obviously did this for clout
she
too.
is I know she says, I'm not a pick me. You are 1,000% a pick me girl.
She is, and it showed. And I just don't think it was a good look for her. I think she just continues to dig herself in a deeper, deeper hole of like people not liking her.
And then her face, she was even shocked when Chelsea said, well, every time I talk to you guys are broken up. And she's like
Yeah.
looking at Jeremy, and she was just like,
And the only
you
thing that I
told her
do give
that?
her is that, dude, everybody was coming at her. Everybody ate. But
Literally.
she wanted to cry for a second. Did you see? Or maybe she did cry and they cut it off. I don't
No, I
know.
think she probably
But it looked like
only
she wanted to cry, but she like really held it together. But it's also like, well, you did this to yourself. Your actions have consequences, and these are it. Like, you guys think you guys really did something. You guys didn't. You guys.
And Jeremy looked like he doesn't even when she's like, I love this man. Like she's confessing her love. He's just like
I don't know, girl. They're weird.
dead behind the eyes. No, like he does
Sarah.
not like her. I don't think they're gonna last.
No, because they've already broken up 100 times, like girl. And I do feel like they're ultimately or whatever
Yeah.
doing this for the clout and for the attention. Even though like I love to say this, like bad attention or what is it? Good hate when people hate on you so much, I feel like you also
Like bad press is just as good as good
yeah,
press.
like dude, haters really do make you famous. And that's why Sarah Ann has so much like so much following at the moment. Why? Because she's being dragged
But
and
it's also
hated.
by all these Republican Christian women.
I don't know. Anyway, enough about
No,
her.
and I also want to talk about. And I wish I can. I wish I could remember what creator this was. I saw it on TikTok, and this woman was talking about. She's like, AD and Sarah are two sides of the same coin. And then I was like, what the heck? She's like, AD is just as much a pygmy girl as Sarah Ann. And then I was like, interesting. Okay, what?
Mm.
And she was saying, she's like, AD is the kind of girl who's like, oh yeah, like I want to feel special.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, because why? She proved it with Matthew and with Clay.
Mm-hmm.
Because why? Because Clay has always told her straight up, I'm the kind of guy who's a player.
Mm-hmm.
I am not like I'm prone to cheating basically. And so AD's like, you know what? I'm gonna be the girl that changes him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be the woman who changes it for him. And then with Matthew too, right? Because all the girls were like, dude, Matthew's weird. Like he's crazy, like he is weird.
Yeah.
But then she was like, no, he's like really sweet. He was talking to me. And so then that gave her the kind of like, oh, okay, like I must be special because he only talked to me real nice.
But then
But then
also,
she stopped feeling that way when she realized, oh wait, he's also talking to Amber this way. So I'm not, he's just BS.
mm-hmm.
But then with Clay, he's just like, AD, I feel like you could change me. I feel like you can make me a good man.
But she can be a little pick me because even after her saying that she went on a date with that guy,
With Matthew?
yeah, like twice, and she's
No,
like,
and
yeah.
again, that's what the girl said. She's like, she wanted to prove that she could still fix, like she can be with him
Mm-hmm.
because he's still this kind of weird guy that everyone's like he's weird.
Yeah.
But she kind of wanted to go on these dates to prove like, no, I'm special. Like I can change this man.
All I
And
know is
then
that it's crazy that these people really signed up for all this, whether they want to say like, "Oh, I was serious about the whole process." When you sign up for a reality show, what you're signing up for. You're signing up for literally fame,
yeah.
and what you're getting yourself into. So when these people say like, "Oh," like Jess, I had no idea how to work social media. I suck at it. Your TikToks are perfect. Your lighting is great. Your cuts are
All the
amazing.
but I think
I'm
what
like
also I become
so
like, you shouldn't have said that because you have a young daughter who keeps you in the loop, I'm sure.
when it doesn't matter,
And like
daughter or
she
not.
knows all the lingo.
Yeah, like
She's
it's
like,
just
when she was hugging Jimmy and she's like, not the church hug. And I'm like, all her lingo, I'm like, you're
yeah.
very Gen Z girl.
Nowadays you can't say, "Oh, I had no clue." Like where we live in a time where we know that all these brands, all
Yeah.
these social media platforms pay. We know you can now Google, TikTok it, YouTube it, and you'll learn anything
Yeah.
like this. So you can't go and be like, "I have no clue." Like no, like that's one thing about these shows. If I'm gonna sign up for a show, I know why I'm also doing it with the intention of getting exposure.
Like
Yeah,
maybe, yeah, like cool, I will find love, but you also know, like, if you don't find love, at least you'll have a little bit of a
exposure.
following.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't believe none of the whole like I didn't know. No, you did know. So now take a seat and enjoy your sponsorships and keep
Yeah,
it
and now
going.
becoming an influencer.
Influencer.
But then also another thing that I wanted to touch on with AD, Calais still ended up winning because she was on the Nick Vile files, and he's like, he asked her like, are you and Clay still friends, or like you guys going out or something? And she's just like, we're flirty friends. I'm like, so you guys are in a situationship and you're just another girl on his roster. He won.
Yeah.
He got exactly
What
what
he
he wanted.
wanted.
And you again
But
are
then
like,
also, I don't know if you anybody saw that podcast. She says that they scouted her because she worked at a club or at a bar.
no, but yeah, she said that. She says that she
Oh
works.
yeah.
Yeah, she was a manager.
So
She's a
I found
manager
that
at
weird.
the
I'm like,
bar.
I thought you were real estate.
No, she says she does both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she
Well,
works.
but then also that it's like, okay, come on, dude. These bottle service girls that work and they got something going on for
Because
themselves.
a lot of the people there get like, a lot of the women sign up, which makes sense, because ultimately they would want to find love, but a lot of the men are recruited, and because they're probably, and like I saw this guy say that he was like recruited, and he
Mm-hmm.
told them like straight up, he's like, I do not want to get married. He's like, I know your time frame for everything. I don't want to get married, and I don't want to have kids anytime soon. And they're like, no, that's okay. You don't have to. Like,
I
you don't
mean,
have to want to get married.
mm-hmm.
We'll still put you on.
It's all for drama and show, but I mean, it's such
Yeah.
a. I know some people think reality TV is trash. I mean, clearly it's all like it's reality TV. What are you gonna do? You're jumping on there to
And like
essentially
now, a lot
be
of
a
people on
character.
reality TV, guess what? You're on reality TV, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna play a
You
character.
either want to be the villain, you want to be the cute, you want. Everybody's just gonna have a role, so it's a good
And
show.
Jeremy even proved it when Laura was like, Jeremy told me that he's gonna look At least Jimmy looks worse than him. And he
Yeah,
can go to sleep at night knowing that Jimmy's a
I did
villain.
feel bad for that guy,
Jimmy?
Trevor, how they
Oh,
pointed
Trevor,
him out.
yeah.
That was a little sad because he was just like, like even how he waddled away.
I know when he's like, "Can I leave now?"
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
like,
sad that they like just put him on there to bully him. I mean, he was wrong. I get that.
yeah, he did
And
do.
but also and he could have said things better like, "Hey, you're right. I did go on to for fame,
Yeah.
but I did end up liking her and what I did
Yeah,
was
they made an
wrong."
example out of him, and I
Yeah.
thought that that was kind of like unfair to him. And I
Yeah.
just also think though, like, if you guys have been watching Love is Blind for a while, you know that Nick and Vanessa never ask good questions like they did in this reunion. They always are like, "So is your favorite color still
So
blue?"
how's the weather?
Yeah, literally. And they'd be like, "So do you guys have matching mugs in your house?" Like dumb questions like that. That
Like ask them if they're still together. And ask the Princess Fairy Tale one if they already FUCK. That's what I wanted to know.
yeah, and
I want
so
to know that.
I mean, yeah. And so I think that this time around they really were trying to like keep their jobs. I feel they were just like, we need people to get like on our side.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they made an example out of Trevor.
I mean, they went in with the receipts, girl.
They're like reading the whole text.
Oh
And oh
shoot.
my god, but he also like he like messed up
It's
when
just
he's
like
just
men are
like
dumb.
when she's just like
I mean,
he's
some.
like, we weren't even like officially going out. They're like, girl, you told him that you wanted to marry her. He's just like, no, I was just telling her what she wanted to hear. He's like, and I'm kind of toxic too, you know. I was like,
Bad, bad, bad. But it was such a great reunion. At least for me, I've never watched the show,
I love the show.
and this is the first one that I watched fully through, and I was entertained for a few weeks.
I knew, and I wanted
And
them to
now
ask
what?
Kenneth and Brittany a little more questions
Oh
because
yeah,
are they together? Or are they not? They're just like very close
I don't
friends.
think they're together. It was giving. I'm being supportive for my bestie. I'm not gonna
That's
say
what
more.
everyone's saying too. They're like, that's what it was giving. And I think that it's probably why they didn't ask that question. Like, because they didn't want to out him. If
Yeah,
he is, I don't know. But
no problem if he is. But I do want to get into our last hot topic that I don't think you're aware of. It's just started to come out, and I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like it's definitely going to prepare us for our next episode, which for sure is happening next week. I promise you guys. So if any of you know who Elsie Guevara is, Guevara, the OOTD Fash girl, I think it's her business, her and her sister's best friend of Alondra Desi, with Benny's girlfriend. Okay, so recently she was on the Chisme channels because she got invited to a
oh, I did see
to a
that. I did see
Mexican
that.
talk
That's what I was
show.
gonna. Yeah.
And to start off, they said don't wear black and be conservative, right? Something she wears like a little like
Tube top,
tube top with like a gray thing. Like
like
she's
a
already wearing
blazer.
black, yeah, and it's not very conservative. And then she says, "Oh, help me practice," or something like that, to practice her Spanish because it's gonna be a Spanish interview. It's a Spanish talk show, and she's like, "And I don't really know how to speak it." And people, I know I have an accent, and she does have a little bit of an accent. And I say this as a Mexican woman myself, not only because you're Latina doesn't mean that you have to speak Spanish, but when you go
Selena
online,
literally proved that.
yeah, but when you go online saying, "Oh, I'm a Latina creator," I'm like just hyping the
Like your whole
Latina,
brand is Latina.
yeah,
Yeah,
like it. And this is what I mean, that there's influencers that
and specifically
pride
Latino
themselves in being Latina, but it's like,
or
girl,
Latinos.
yeah, you can't even the language,
Latinx.
like like you can't even speak it. She went on this show, and I'm not at all. I don't want to come across that I'm shaming her or anything, but like she came on the show, she went on the show, and if you guys saw that, she's like, yeah, in el summer,
And
that's
she's like, and the followers,
it was just.
tan, um, like often, like, and it was like, oh, girl, I
And
would
I'm not
never.
saying that I am the best Spanish speaker, but I do pride myself in talking some good Spanish. I always tell my siblings
I
I
need to
always
practice.
correct
My
them.
my Spanish needs to
Yeah.
be way
I
better.
always correct them. I'm like,
But
you
in
didn't say that right.
as someone who is in like my Spanish is not that great. I feel like I could sometimes hold a conversation. But if I was asked to go on a talk show, I would say I would do what Selena did, and I'd be like, mi español. I'd
You
be
know,
like,
like,
or I would just say like, you know, my Spanish isn't all that great, and I just how can we work with that?
yeah.
Like, can I don't want to maybe like I don't know, you
And
know,
it's like she knew too, and not just that, it's like there's so many
other
Latina
creators,
creators
yeah,
that speak the language
fluently,
good
yeah,
and that I believe can get that message across, and they should be giving them those opportunities.
opportunities, yeah.
And I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve it, but then also it's like these companies, these people need to really look deeper, and because
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
pride myself in
because then
being
I
a
would have been like,
Mexican.
you know, or I don't, yeah, I just don't because it's TV and like especially knowing how the Latinx community is, I would be like, actually maybe I'm not taking this gig, but I
Yeah.
could suggest these creators who I think would be able to communicate with you 10 times better, and or maybe in like the same
Yeah, and
thing
not
as
just
me.
that, like give other people the opportunity. Like she's a great, I feel, content creator. I think she's like a single mommy. Like I feel like she is good for that, like for that message, you know, like being a single mom is not bad. I know she like documented her whole like custody of her baby, and I know that was hard for her. Like I'm not saying that she's a bad creator, but just because I don't even follow her like that, but when I did hear about this, I it threw me off because I thought she spoke Spanish.
Yeah, because I did see because
And I get it. Maybe
and
she was under
There's this
pressure,
Latino
whatever.
creator. I don't know what his account was. I should really get my account straight. But he covers a lot of like the Latino influencer
Mm-hmm.
like drama. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
he wears glasses. I
yeah.
don't remember his
That's
name.
the videos that I saw. Yeah.
And I saw that he posted that, and I was like, oh my, I would never dare to do that. And especially with the nerves, I think it's my Spanish would be even worse. I'd be like, hola,
Yeah.
buenas tardes, ¿cómo estás? Like, you
Or
know,
it, like, and you knew that you were gonna have this interview. I think you could have just
prepared.
practiced,
Yeah.
prepared, and I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it's like to
Or
be
like
in
and
front of
then
a
like
million
or like maybe
cameras.
that's like the thing too, right? Like I always think that it's sometimes a little better to like express what you're like actually feeling
Mm-hmm.
because it kind of then helps you calm down a little bit. Like cuz I remember like in high school, you know how you have to do like presentations
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. I remember when I had to do my like senior project, when I went up there, I was like I just want to let you guys know that I'm like really nervous, but I'm going to like try my best.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I feel like that helped ease my nerves a little bit because I let them know like, you know,
I'm nervous.
one of my teachers that was greeting me, he fell asleep.
What? He fell asleep.
Yeah, I was a basketball coach, I think.
He fell asleep with your presentation.
No, he just like was not paying attention and he fell asleep.
To your presentation.
No, I think he was just tired because there was a game before that.
So
Because then
you
I
bored
did
him. Ah.
no, because then I got like a my grade wasn't that great, and then I went to my English teacher, which I think we had to go to, and I was like, he was like not paying attention and he was asleep. So I just wanted because she told me she's like, why is your grade so bad?
Mm,
And then I told her, and she's like, why didn't you say anything? I was like, because I thought maybe I bored him with my presentation,
I'm a
and then she's like,
dead.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
And so she went to go talk to him, and
Oh,
they
period.
changed
Now
my
you're
grade.
getting him in trouble. He's like A plus.
I was like, girl, you knew you were gonna be here. You can't be falling asleep, mama.
Well,
Anyways, but yeah.
yeah, I saw that, and it's just it I've seen it so many times happen, you know, like even like I don't know. I just seen
Like
a lot.
I think a good example of someone who I think does good at like communicating like in both English and Spanish. I feel like Alanized. I feel like he does a pretty good job, you
Mhm.
know, like um from what I've seen from the bits of his podcast, I feel like he's pretty fluent in English. I'm sorry, Spanish.
Mhm.
And I feel like he can go back and forth and like
Yeah.
really like
And I'm not hating on her for, well, I'm not even hating on her in general, but it's just like I just found it crazy that, you know, like I think Alan, maybe if they chose him, right?
mhm,
I think he would have really like done,
excelled.
yeah, and
Yeah.
done such a great job. Why? Because he knows how to communicate in Spanish well,
Mhm.
and that's a good example of a Latino content creator, you know?
Yeah.
And it threw me off one because I thought she spoke Spanish. Like, I not fluently, but I thought she spoke it,
Some of it,
and
yeah.
she didn't. So it just threw me off. And then also just the talk show itself. It's like, why didn't you guys like
Do
dig
your
deeper?
research, yeah.
You know,
I think,
and
and I think that's what's wrong with a lot of these
yeah,
talk shows, is that they don't do their research, because again, I feel like they're stuck in such like olden times that they don't understand like the way that social media works,
yeah.
or the research that you really have to do on someone, um because I could say like, oh yeah, I'm a Latin creator, but
Like
I'm
I've
not a good
seen,
representation of it.
yeah, like I've seen other women content creator Latinas, because I feel like there's a lot of Latino content creators that
Mm-hmm.
do such an amazing job, and like exposing in a positive way, exposing our culture in a positive way. But I feel like I don't see a lot of Latina creators. Like
But
there
is
is
that
a lot
but
that
is that
claim, there's a lot that
uh
claim that, oh, I'm Mexicana, but other whole content, and well, I'm not saying it has to be all Spanish, but I've never seen them like
like cuando les conviene, they say
yeah,
that they're Latina.
yeah, like, oh, I'm Latina, I'm spicy. Like, okay,
Oh my god,
like I
that
can't
is
stand when
one
people
thing
say like
that
I'm Latina, I'm spicy. Like,
it irks me when they're just like,
no,
oh,
there's more
it's
to
because
Latina
I'm
women.
spicy because I'm Latina. It's like,
My mom, a hardworking Mexican woman that migrated from Mexico,
immigrated,
and oh,
immigrated.
immigrated. My bad. Immigrated from Mexico and came here with nothing, nothing. Didn't know the language, didn't know much people, but a few family members, and made it out. She figured it out at a young age. She was 22 when
Yeah,
she came here with two kids, dude, and she figured it out. She worked nonstop. We never were missing a meal. We were never missing clothes. We were never missing
we
shoes.
were never aware of just like how much
Yeah,
work it
until
was.
now that I'm
Yeah,
older, as also an immigrant woman, is that how I say it?
yeah,
Yeah, as an immigrant woman myself, I look at my mom and I'm like, how did you do it? I right
yeah.
now at this moment, if I went to a new country with two kids,
With
honestly,
nothing
with
on me.
nothing,
Yeah,
nothing to my name, I feel like I would freak the fuck out. Like, how do they do it?
yeah,
Honestly, like they just figured it out. So it's all that, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate. A
yeah.
lot of people's parents went through all that, migrated here, started from
Immigrated.
the bottom, literally, huh?
Yeah.
Immigrate.
Immigrated.
Sorry, guys.
Or migrated also. Yeah.
Yeah, and not just like, well, I speak for
From personal
Latinos because
experience, yeah.
like I'm
Because we are
Mexican,
part of
yeah.
the community.
So like I don't know. I just wish a lot of people would talk about that more and not focus on
Because being
Mexicans
Latino
eating
is
spicy
in
food and hot
or hot
Cheetos.
Cheetos and drinking tequila. That's not
Yeah.
what Mexican or being Hispanic or Latino or
hmm
Latinx is about. Like
It's about
you,
hardships. It's about hard work. Like
hmm
people in the
it's about
fields,
community.
people serving you, people
hmm
cleaning for you, people working in the, like
It's
that's
like really, I think like the epitome of being Latino, Hispanic, or Mexican really is hard work. Um, because I think that that's one thing that I have always seen is like, no matter what, you're gonna work hard. And
yeah.
like I've seen, like when I'm coming to like visit you guys like on the freeway, like just a few weeks ago, like the just juxtaposition of seeing a white homeless person asking for money while literally like maybe 6 feet away from her is a Hispanic woman selling flowers, standing in the sun.
Rain or
Rain or
shine,
shine,
we're
girl, they are
working.
there. And it's like that homeless person who can probably go reap benefits is,
Which all they
they
are.
are, and they're begging for money and being like on their sign being like, oh my god, like feel sorry for me. Like,
I can't.
girl, if you really, I know some people don't like when people say this, but if you want to work, you'll find work
Yeah, and then
wherever.
yeah, and people don't like that statement, and in general, and I look, I don't want to come off like presumida. I don't want to come off like that at all. But I have always, I've worked so hard to be where I am today, and that's through my own work, through my own. I'm paving my own way, to try to be better and do better, and when people say, and I hear kids saying it a lot, like, I can't find a job. You're not looking. because there's jobs
It's
everywhere.
everywhere.
You want to sit down at home, work from home, have the weekends off, and just work like
You
6
want to
a.m.
work,
to
you
30
yeah.
to 2:30 p.m. so you can have no. Then you're not. Then you're actually. Then you're not in a need or
You're not in need of a job.
of a job. You're just being picky. And
Yeah.
sorry to like.
Because at the end of the day, work is work,
Yeah.
and like you know what I've been seeing, like this guy who he helps like people out financially, like he helps them like try to get their finances in check, and there was this girl on there. I don't know, she looked really young, but she was saying that she's like, yeah, you know, I'm in debt, like I don't know how many thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, what's your mortgage, like how much is your mortgage, because her mom died and left her house. She's like, my mortgage is $1,000 and I can't pay it. I'm like, that is a, for your mortgage to be $1,000, that is flipping insane.
Yeah.
And she's just like, yeah, I just, he's like, you do realize how lucky you are to have your mortgage that low and you can't pay it? She's like, no, I can't pay it. She's like, I don't have a job right now. And he's like, do you live alone? She's like, no, I live with someone else. Like, I think she has like a roommate or
Mm-hmm.
something. And he's like, and you can't come up with $1,000 a month? And he's like, have you been looking for a job? She's like, yeah, but not one that I want. And
I
then everyone
can't.
in the comments was like, girl, if you got a retail job, you could do that. You could pay for your mortgage and still have money left over.
Yeah, like I've been in the retail industry, I've been in the food industry, um, in call centers,
No, a
like
little bit of everything,
I've
I
been
guess.
in a little bit of everything, and I have never turned down a job, like never. I mean, of course, like turned down in the sense of like, oh, I already have one and it's better than what you're offering me,
Mm-hmm.
but never have I have never turned since I graduated from high school, have I ever gone a day without working. I've always had a job and I've
Yeah.
always worked. And, at the moment, like
And like
there's
that's just a
people like,
mindset that we just
yeah,
have, like
when
because it's
people
like
are like,
we're
I'm
not
looking
for
for a
a job.
job and
Yeah.
it's just been like weeks and
Or
I'm
like
just,
months. I'm like,
I,
you're
I mean, there's certain
situation
situations,
where I'm
right?
like, I
Yeah.
totally completely
But there's
understand.
also like situations where people, I'm like, I don't
How are you not freaking out?
I don't feel bad for you
Yeah.
because I know there is jobs out there.
Mm-hmm.
Chick-fil-A is paying $20 starting. All these food places are paying
Panda
$20 to
Express, I
start.
think they're doing like 23 or 22.
$23, dude. So you can't tell me that you
Yeah.
cannot find a job. Like you're just not looking and
Or
you
you
just
just
don't
don't
want
want
to.
to.
And I don't know. I can't. I see my parents. I see how
And then
they're
like again,
till this day they're
like those men who go to Home Depot every single day, and like what are they doing? They're standing there in hopes of someone that will get them a
well,
job.
that's a whole I don't know about that industry, so I'm not gonna judge them, but
No, that's what I'm saying.
I look
Like,
at my parents still working to this day, but I don't know. I can't see myself ever stopping. And I think we have we have our own reasons why we feel that way,
yeah,
and we would love to share that with you guys. This is just like a little start of what we're going to
that's
talk
a good
about. Yeah, about next
segue
week.
into
Yeah.
next week.
But there is a reason why at least I feel so strongly about
Because
work.
I think also like working is like
Hmm.
such a privilege, and like not
It
everyone.
is, and not a lot of people take advantage of it.
And then
Like
like again, not just that, but if it's like if immigrants can come and work and still pay taxes,
own homes,
own
own
home,
businesses, own vehicles, literally build a house from the ground up, there's no excuse. Like there's
yeah,
just no excuse. And that's I feel like sometimes that's my like what I look at. I'm like, okay, I have no excuse. I have to go. I know how to speak English, I know how to speak Spanish. Like I have to figure it out. And I'm
one
blessed
way or
enough
another,
to
yeah,
have a work permit. Like I have to take advantage of everything that has been given to me.
yeah,
So I don't know, if you're
yeah.
out there that you need like a job or something, I promise you, if
And
you
then like
look, you'll
them,
find
and like
something.
I think that that's also kind of like another thing. It's like just take any job like right now, you know? And then
If you're in need,
if
yeah.
yeah, like if you really are in need, like just take any job. And then while you're there, at least you have some kind of income coming in, and then keep make work on your resume and like do job interviews
Yeah.
and stuff like that
Some people
to
like
get to a better place.
to pass opportunities because, it's kind of like that's not what I want to do, or that's not what I see myself
Use
doing,
it as a
or I'm
stepping stone.
ashamed. No, everything you do in life is a stepping stone. You don't know who you might meet.
Yeah.
You don't know who you may attract. You don't know what you may learn, so
Yeah.
like there's just people, honestly, that to me, like, everyone's mentality is different,
Yeah.
and I just think ours is just very like work, work, work. And I think as of today, I think we've done such a good job, like we've never asked our parents for money. We've never like, like relied on them for financial support.
Yeah.
And I think that says a lot about us, not shaming you if you have asked your parents for money, but I do pride
Hashtag
myself.
jelly.
I literally, I do pride myself in saying and
Because
being able to say, like,
I
I
think it
never asked
does
them for
feel
money.
like, I also think that it feels like very different once you say like, I don't know, like even like you when you've like with your car, you were like able to say, yeah, I did that. Not her lying.
Well,
But yeah,
I know we went off a little whole tangent, but
we pop off on certain topics,
yeah,
girl.
so this is just a little segue to what we're going to be talking about next week. Please tune in next week. Tune in right now. I hope you guys watch the whole video through.
And
Comment
if
down
you
below
miss
what,
us, rewatch all our videos.
please don't forget to comment, like, share, and
Tell us what you think
subscribe.
about Jojo.
Yes, tell us what you know about Jojo.
Or what you think about her.
What's your conspiracy on Miss
Miss
Kate?
K,
Yeah.
where do you think she
And
is?
drop a good Latino creator that you
Yeah,
liked on
because
on
I
the.
think that that's
Mhm.
something that I need, not maybe that I need to work on. I just don't listen to a lot of like Latino creators, because I think that's also kind of what I feel like their content is just so different to what
Yeah.
I'm like, kind of like their content is like just different to what I want to watch. Um so yeah, definitely suggest people down there. What do you think about the Love is Blind final episodes?
Mhm.
What else did we talk about?
Just that, and tell us
What do you like work, maybe your work thoughts, like what is your mentality about work, what
or where
kind
do
of
you work? Every
where
job is a great job, and every job that you're, whatever, wherever you're working, whatever it is that you're doing, try to be the best at it. It
yeah.
doesn't matter what it is. Like, a job is a job, and it's a blessing. And I think people forget that any job, doesn't matter what you're doing, it is a blessing to be able to be
I
employed
always think
and have
about
an
like
income coming
jobs,
in.
in like whatever position you are in your job. Jobs are like, if you look at a watch, there's all these tiny little like things that make the clock work, right? And that's just like what jobs are. Like
Yeah,
in the grand scheme of things, you're part of this like big picture.
of
And
the
then
clock.
even in your company as well, like you might think like, oh, I'm just this person,
You're not.
like my boyfriend always tells me, right? He's like, the janitors, he's like, sometimes they think like our job isn't that big, we're just janitors. But he's like, no, I tell them all the time, imagine if you didn't come and clean up. He's like, we would be like goners, like it would just be a disaster here.
Yeah.
So I don't think you realize just how important your jobs are. So
And respect everybody at a job,
oh
please.
yeah,
When you go out, customer service, anything, be respectful. Do not be rude. Me
because if
being
you are
me
rude,
sometimes being rude.
because well, I think sometimes you're
No,
entitled,
yeah.
but if you are
No,
rude
I'm
to
entitled.
service, no, like sometimes you're
Oh,
entitled to
I
be
thought you said
rude.
I'm entitled. I'm like,
No,
nope.
sometimes you could be rude because
Yeah.
but yeah, be nice to service
But yeah,
workers.
we hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave a comment, like the video. Me, you guys know me. I always repeat that 100 times. But thank you guys.
Oh, also leave down any
Drink
blah, blah, blah.
suggestion. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.